Hello, Big Show nerds. Thank you once again for joining me on your Nerd News headlines. I am your host, Dustin. These are the headlines for January 31st, 2020, and we've got a little bit of everything, but not a whole lot of any one thing. So without getting too far into the details, we're just going to get into this quickie episode. Before we jump into the news, we have a little bit of housekeeping. Next week is the release of Birds of Prey. It is a special event on Generally Nerdy, so check out the review. Should be posted round about this time, probably Saturday of next week. Aside from that, nothing big is happening on this show, on this channel, so let's just jump into the news. Let's jump into TV streaming, and this is one of the shortest sections in the entire episode. We only have one piece. That one piece is about One Piece. See what I did there? Woohoo! Sorry, that was totally uncalled for. But we do have an update for One Piece. Now, Netflix, in their path to live action recreate all that is good and holy in the anime world, has bought the rights and ordered not 2 seasons, but ordered the show 2 seasons. They didn't get a pilot, they got a whole 10 episode run of a live action One Piece. I'm going to mispronounce this name, and I do sincerely apologize because it is such a dear name to the anime community, but Eiichiro Oda, who is the original author of the manga, has been brought in as an executive producer on the series. That could be a really, really good thing. It remains to be seen because we still have yet to see the live action Cowboy Bebop because John Cho, hurt his ankle, so production on that got pushed back so hard, it's kind of difficult to say, well, this is a good thing that Netflix is doing, but it does bode well that they have Oda on the production staff because, he knows the project better than anyone because he created it. So that's there's glimmer of hope. I'm still very apprehensive to be excited about this. But that's all we have in TV streaming. Next, we have movies, and movies is easily the biggest section, save for, I think, the rumor mill is probably slightly larger, but we will spend more time in movies because we have discussion to talk about. First up is The Crow. Yeah, that's right. The Crow is coming back into our cultural mindset. There is another reboot being worked on over at Sony. This, from the sounds of it, is not the same one that Jason Momoa was attached to, because Jason Momoa now is too big for this character. Nah, it's not true. He was huge when he originally wanted to do this, and he and the original director, the director that he was going to work with for this, both stepped away for very mysterious reasons. That has, as far as I know, has never come out why they stepped away from it, but that is what happened. This is a new project that so far there's not even rumors about who is assigned to the production team and to direct potentially, and any star power that they're trying to get into the movie. None of that has been made known, just the fact that Sony is ready to go. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll see if it actually gets off the ground this time. Next, we're talking about the Green Hornet, and so there's a new movie studio called Amasia Entertainment. I'm pretty sure I said that right, which is owned by a couple of former Marvel Studios executives. They have bought the rights for the Green Hornet movie. There's a quote here. They say that they want to do something, and this is the quote, that is relevant and thrilling while respecting and honoring the original vision of creator George W. Trendle. So probably not something resembling the Seth Rogen movie that we got a few years back. Hopefully we get something a little more in line with what we know, at least from the original television show, because I am kind of a Bruce Lee fan. So hopefully that makes its way into it. Very, very unlikely that we're going to get something as poignant as they're making this sound. So, but we won't know until they get into that part of the process. They just obtained the rights. So again, there is no director, there is no star, there is nothing assigned to this except for the studio that's trying to get it done. Next, we have another update on, I'm just going to keep talking about Mortal Kombat, y'all. That's just going to happen. Yeah, accept it because I love it. Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. We got a couple of announcements. First off, we got the announcement of the release date finally. So digital is going to be released on April 12th. So if you are going to be streaming it or downloading it, then April 12th is the date to do that. And then the physical release, Blu-ray and DVD, is going to be April 28th. Sorry, I thought it was 20th for a second. April 28th is the day that you can have your physical copy. They're doing a combo pack. You can get Blu-ray DVD combo for $40 or one or the other, I think, for $25. So if you're a giant nerd like me, then you're going to go for the combo pack. But I can understand why, you know, most people would want to just stream it because Mortal Kombat isn't as popular as I want it to be. And that's what we got there. So, oh no, the other announcement, sorry, I said a couple and that was just one. So the other announcement is we are very likely going to be getting another trailer launching during Final Kombat, which is their pro tournament that is coming in March. This is slightly rumor territory because I don't think the announcement has come from NetherRealm or Warner Brothers. This is just somebody leaked out that a Red Band trailer is on its way. People have put pieces together saying that, you know, we just got the first trailer, probably not likely to see another trailer that soon. So, and they do have this big event in March. A equals B equals C. That's where we are. So yeah, super excited. Definitely look for a reaction video to the Red Band trailer should it launch anytime ever. Right on Generally Nerdy. But yeah, so next and finally for movies, we are doing another update on Friday the 13th. So horror movie fans and followers of the show already know, but if you are just tuning in for the first time, then let me fill you in a little bit on the TLDR. Friday the 13th has been in something of a production limbo for a long, long time. And that is because the original writer for the first movie, Victor Miller, and the director for the original movie, Sean S. Cunningham, have both been in a legal battle as to who owns the rights to Friday the 13th as a whole. Now, this gets really, really tricky because there's a lot of legal issues that I'm not 100% familiarized with, but basically what it breaks down to is the reason they're in this battle is because Victor Miller, the rights have kind of sort of reverted to him for the character of Jason Voorhees. So, the star of the Friday the 13th franchise. It's weird to think of Friday the 13th without Jason, but Sean S. Cunningham, the owner, technically, of the Friday the 13th title, was trying to get a Friday the 13th movie made without Jason there for a minute. And LeBron James production company comes into play here because they are the guys that are teaming with Sean S. Cunningham. So it's really sticky and it's really ridiculous. There's some, I can't remember what exactly the law says, but there is some weird law that basically after a certain length of time, the writer retains the rights to the characters that they wrote, not the property itself, but the characters involved therein, which is ridiculous that that's a thing, but apparently it is. So the reason we're talking about it today is because it was just announced that they are finally going to be seeing each other in court. There has been a long, drawn-out, ridiculous process about delaying and postponing and people getting injunctions and going back and forth between these two parties. And now they're finally going to be seeing each other in court on, of all days, February the 13th. Which is a Thursday, because, you know, the universe doesn't line up all the time. But that's hopefully very, very soon we will get a solution to this absolutely childish problem. Now we're going to get into the rumor mill. Rumor mill, first up, is kind of a twofer, actually. Dealing with Captain Marvel 2, there is a rumor floating around that we are going to, in fact, be seeing Miss Marvel, and she's going to be a Skrull, potentially a Kree, but most people are saying expect her to be a Skrull. Now, there is a reason for this, and that's the second half of the twofer. The reason that they're changing her backstory and making her a Skrull, or Kree, or Super Skrull, I read in one of my sources as well. Super Skrull, not as likely, not super likely. Not as likely because they would have to address a lot of things before they got to Super Skrulls. Mostly they would have to talk about the Fantastic Four, and that hasn't happened yet, though that could be how we get introduced to the Fantastic Four, but that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. So very likely she will be a Skrull, and again, the reason they're doing this is because Feige apparently has said there will be no Inhumans in the MCU. Something to do with his absolute hatred for Jeff Loeb, which is interesting. But yeah, so no Inhumans, and we find out through Miss Marvel's life that she's actually an Inhuman and not a mutant. So that's kind of put a wrench in things, so they had to figure out a way to introduce her, and that way is to make her a Skrull who is kinda, sorta, potentially, maybe, copying the powers of Mr. Fantastic, but then doesn't look like Mr. Fantastic. It's a weird... I don't know if this really holds that much water, but it is a rumor. And the next one is a Black Adam rumor. And this one's kind of sort of a leak, but it's a Reddit leak from a moderately reliable source, so take with this what you will. But the leak says we now know a list of characters, potential antithesis, potential bad guys for the movie, or potential team-ups for the movie of Black Adam. Black Adam, the release says that, or the leak, I guess, says that Green Lantern, The Flash, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Dr. Fate, Isis, Atom Smasher, and Stargirl are all going to be seen in the Black Adam movie with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Now, not the CW version of Stargirl. It will be a different version because technically the movie universe is not the same as the TV universe and blah, 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 blah. So Stargirl is going to be different, but also Ezra Miller's Barry Allen will not be the Flash that we get. We are going to be getting a Jay Garrick Flash, as well as an Alan Scott Green Lantern. So Earth 2, Justice Society of America style, which makes sense if Hawkman and Hawkgirl are also going to be part of this, because also JSA members. So the reason I feel like this one actually kind of holds a little bit of water, has some legs. I don't know about all of these characters, but at least those two, and Hawkman and Hawkgirl, so those four, is because we've heard The Rock say in interviews that we are going to be introduced to the Justice Society of America. So, yeah, and that also makes sense considering some of the rumors that we've talked about previously, in that Hawkman is going to be the villain, quote unquote, of the movie. He's going to be the one going up against Black Adam. So yeah, all signs are pointing to this, at least mostly, is accurate. But again, it is just a rumor, so we don't know. Next, we are talking about, again, the Fantastic Four. This one, though, is a little bit different because Emily Blunt has met with Marvel Studios. Marvel is reportedly working on Fantastic Four and apparently wants Blunt and her husband, John Krasinski, to be Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. So, yeah, sure. If she did meet with Marvel, does that mean this is kind of confirmation that she met them to be Sue? Only time will tell. We're moving on to the next one. Next, we are talking about Halloween Kills. Again, horror movie fans rejoice. This one, though, I feel like we're going to get confirmations of very soon because it says that the initial test screenings for the next Halloween movie, the follow-up to 2018's Halloween quasi-reboot with Jamie Lee Curtis, is going to be this week. We are going to get test screenings, so if that happens, assuming they're not overly zealous with the NDAs, we will get an announcement that, yeah, I saw the movie. Again, this one's going to be debunked or proven very, very soon. Next, we have more stinking rumors about Beetlejuice 2. This has been going since, Beetlejuice 1, but it sounds like Warner Brothers is actively going into pre-production for the project, and in so doing is actively courting Tim Burton and Michael Keaton to come back for the project. So, again, no official announcement from the studio. That's why we call it a rumor. Our final piece of rumor is Terminator. Terminator apparently is going to go to a streaming platform. Now, there's a secondary rumor to this that says likely that streaming platform is going to be Hulu. I don't know how much Disney has to do with this, so I don't know how much that holds water, but it seems relevant that Terminator would be getting a TV series again. They'd be taking another stab at it. This time, though, according to the rumor, James Cameron will be executive producing the show, maybe not show running necessarily, but he will be involved with the production end of things, if this rumor is to be believed. That does it for your Nerd News headlines for this episode, guys. For more in-depth conversation on these nerdy bits and a bigger news episode, because like I said, this one's a little bit of a quickie, then you can join me over on my personal YouTube channel, Generally Nerdy. We have some video game stuff to talk about. We have some comic book stuff to talk about and some music stuff as well. So join me over on Generally Nerdy for all of that. While you're here, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on all of the Big Show Entertainment media platforms, and tune in next time for all that's happening across the nerd world.